Okay.
We're now ready for our next guest, a gentleman who calls himself the new Frank Sinatra. Quite honestly, I've never met him before tonight, and I really don't, well, let me just introduce him to you. Austin Velez. Let's welcome Austin Velez.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Well, thanks for coming. I mean, the first question I'd like to ask, and if our viewers are watching, why do you call yourself the new Frank Sinatra?
Well, I think that's pretty obvious, Mr. Kaufman. I am Frank Sinatra's clone. I am like Frank Sinatra in every way. I look like him. I speak like him. My mannerisms are exactly identical to his. And, of course, my singing voice is exactly identical to his. I am Frank Sinatra.
Well, let's take this one at a time.
Right.
You look like him.
Yes.
Kevin, I mean, could you help me a little?
I don't think there's any resemblance.
I think you might need these glasses cleaned off. I mean, it should be obvious to everyone in the viewing audience that I am Frank Sinatra. And I mean, I cannot believe that you can't realize this fact. And after all, you are a film critic. I'm sure you've seen Frank Sinatra many times. Isn't it obvious to you that I look exactly like him?
I'm afraid it's not.
I can't believe that.
Okay, all right, well, you think you look like him, okay?
Yes. I don't think I look like him. I know I look like him.
Did you always look like him? I mean, like, were you born looking like Frank Sinatra? Like when you were born, did your parents go, ah, he looks like Frank Sinatra?
No, it was, my parents did not realize it at the time I was born. It occurred in my early 20s when I was performing at Lanny's Steak Chop Emporium in Provo, Utah, where I do a nightclub act every night. And many of my fans came up to me and said, "You are Frank Sinatra. What are you doing being Austin Velez? You are the next Frank Sinatra, and you've got to fill that role. That role that you owe to Frank's public." I mean, after all, Frank Sinatra is an old man. He's on the way out. We need, the public of the United States needs another Frank Sinatra to come and replace him when he passes on. And I am doing this out of the demand of my fans and the demand of the American public to be the next Frank Sinatra as a service to the American public.
Were they saying this because you sounded like him or because you looked like him?
Because I sounded like him, looked like him, acted like him, the worst. I didn't realize it at the time, but the public told me I was Frank Sinatra.
All right, I mean, everyone can see what you look like, okay?
Right.
We haven't heard, I mean, we hear how you speak.
Right.
I don't know that sounds so much like Frank Sinatra. Can we hear how you sing?
Certainly. Do we have the band ready?
Well, Frank Sinatra can sing without a band.
Oh, I was told that there was going to be a musical accompaniment.
All right, if you're trying to get out of it, fine.
No, fine. I will sing a cappella.
Okay.
I will sing New York, New York.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. This will be in the key of C flat. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With the applause.
You can sit. No, there's no. We don't have an audience on the show.
Oh. Okay.
You know,
Wasn't that good?
I thank you for singing. Yes. The audience can be the judge. We don't have to like influence them. What you may or may not.
Well, I'm sure that many viewers will send in mail encouraging me to continue in my campaign.
And if they do so, we will send them an extra postage stamp for sending the mail.
Okay.
There are agencies that specialize in lookalikes.
Right.
You can get a job on a commercial through these agencies for looking like Frank Sinatra. Have you tried to register with one of them? Have they accepted you?
I'm not a lookalike. I'm not going to
I know
belittle
you're not.
myself.
We all agree that you're not.
No,
a
I'm not.
lookalike.
It's not that I'm not a lookalike. It's not that I'm not a mere lookalike. I'm not someone who just looks like Frank Sinatra.
What are you?
I am Frank Sinatra. Okay. I'm not going to belittle myself by going to one of these agencies and being, one of 100 schmucks lining up for bit parts. I am the Frank Sinatra, and I will be recognized as the next Frank Sinatra, not just one of many impersonators. And I'm going to the American public so that they can see for themselves that I am Frank Sinatra.
Kevin, I hope I'm not imposing, but what do you think of Mr. Velez?
I think I think you have the makings of a good comedy actor.
You obviously just don't understand.
Excuse me.
You obviously have never seen Sinatra live.
Oh,
or anything,
I've seen him lots of
personally.
times. Not live, but
I think we've all seen Sinatra, and I'm very interested to see what our viewers are going to respond to, how they feel about you. What's your motivation for wanting to be the new Frank Sinatra?
Well, I'm doing it as a public service. As I pointed out previously, Frank Sinatra is aging and does not have that long to live and continue in his career. And the public needs someone to fill that void. And that's me, Austin Velez, will fill Frank Sinatra's void when he passes along. I'm doing it as a public service. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it strictly out of the love of the American public and out of the belief that they need someone to be the next Frank Sinatra.
Well, good luck. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
The audience can take a look at you, and this is the guy who's going to fill the void. This is the gentleman who's going to fill the void for Frank Sinatra fans. Here he is. Kevin, does he have a chance?
a slim chance.
What do you mean slim? What hope does he
No,
have?
I'm not Slim Whitman. I'm Frank Sinatra.
Why don't you think he'll make it? You say
Well,
slim.
Well, say there are a lot of impersonators out there, but they actually they attempt to look like the person. I don't think you look anything like.
You sure you haven't
Definitely
seen
sure.
The ophthalmologist recently, or?
No,
I think you really need to have your vision checked, sir. Really.
maybe so, but I don't think so.
I mean, you're wearing glasses also, you know. How do you know that you're seeing the right thing?
As I say, the public at the Lanny's Steak Chop Emporium tell me constantly, I am.
How do you know
Sinatra.
they weren't just fooling you and goofing on you?
Well, it's the many other places where I perform. Here in the metropolitan area, Beaumont Lanes in Perth Amboy will be performing tonight. For example, the manager was thrilled to have me. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting the
Maybe-
highest. I'm getting the highest nightly payment of any act ever to perform at Beaumont Lanes, not only in Perth Amboy, but throughout the entire state of New Jersey.
Well, maybe they're the same people from Utah who came to New Jersey to like give you a ribbing. I don't know.
I think that the bowling alleys, the veal chop emporiums, and the many other fine establishments around the country are realizing that that I am the next Frank Sinatra. And right now they can have me while I'm cheap, but soon, when Frank Sinatra passes along,
Well, let's
it's going to
not.
get a little more expensive.
I don't think people appreciate having you talk like that, but I do wish you luck in your career, wherever it may lead you, whatever it may be. And I do welcome you to sit with us for the rest of the show. And Kevin, please stay with us too.
Okay, Mike.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, it's now